Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Legends of the Tabletop, your hub for everything heroic, hilarious, and high fantasy. I'm Jonathan. I'm going to be your host today. I'm here with Sarah, and we're doing a pretty new segment we like to call Five Questions, where we throw five rapid fire questions to our panel today. Today, we're joined with always Nick G. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to run through some
Eh,
questions. Today I'm picking five character questions. Nick, we had talked a little bit earlier, and you said you love DMing, but you also love being a player. So I'm going to do five
That is
player
right. Yeah,
questions. All
cool.
right, so
I'm
this is
excited. I'm
round
excited.
robin, and question number one. You're going to answer it I have or I have never. And then if you want to expound on the answer, you can go right ahead. I
Okay.
have min maxed a character on purpose.
Ooh. I have never mid-maxed a character on purpose. I tend to be very. I will say this. I tend to be very honest with my roles when I'm first setting up a character, but I will do my homework. I will research things, and I will, with intent, steer my character into certain avenues. My character dear to my heart is my first character. His name is Talion. He is the herald of the Raven Queen. He's a Death Domain cleric, and I specifically steered him into necromancy, but not in like a min max way. More so like I know that this guy would learn XYZ traits, so I kind of steered in that way. But never, I'm never trying to become OP or like break the system, so
Okay.
to speak.
I have never, but I know someone who has. I know a friend who did. No, I don't think I have ever like min-maxed a character, although there was my one Star Wars character. She was ridiculously good at doing anything, really. I don't know how that even happened. But the running joke was even though she was really good at a lot of things, she was terrible at using her blasters and kind of more like the aim and accuracy of a stormtrooper. She had one blaster and then the other one, we always used to joke, was made out
Nice.
of wood because if she missed, it was like, "Oh, sorry guys, that was my wooden blaster, not my actual blaster."
That's great.
I'm going to be, I guess, the outlier. And I have min maxed characters before, not to break the game, but to be like, I want my person to be good at the thing that they're supposed to be good at. I want my ranger to always hit with his bow because that's the thing that he does.
Yeah,
So min max, yes. Try to break the game, no, I'm gonna say.
gotcha. Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be the guy that's like, all I do is shoot arrows, but I can't even do that very well. Like what
Right, that's
what am
not
I
fun.
doing then? Yeah.
Somehow I'm a negative at,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
archery.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, next question. I have played a character with an unhinged backstory.
Uh, I have played a character with a unhinged backstory. I currently will, well, not have, I will be in this upcoming game that I'm playing, Swords of the Serpentine. Um, if for those of you who aren't familiar with that game, just the smaller review is um magic is very limited in the game, and the people who use magic uh tend to, when magic is used, it tends to have negative
No.
consequences on the world. So you're like using if you're using magic, you're like tearing a fabric in reality. Even though you may be using it for good, it's still viewed as a negative thing in the world. The character that I'm playing has this tragic backstory where his family was killed by this demon, and the only way that you can get magic in this game is if you're possessed by a demon. So the demon that kind of slaughtered his entire family, he's possessed by. And not only that, the demon kind of like took his eyes as a fun game. So he's this blind blue collar worker that's now possessed with this demon who could do magic, but he's just always tormented by the person that killed his family is just stuck in him, and he can have these conversations with him. And this demon's like, yeah, you're stuck with me. Like, how does that feel? Type of deal. So it's the tragic character that I'm getting
That's
ready to play.
intense. I mean, I don't even know what I have to say after that.
I can't top that.
Ask? Can I phone a friend? I mean, I was just gonna say I have a character. She's not really unhinged. Her name's Genevieve Quinrell. She's had a pretty crazy childhood, and her family was murdered. She kind of was left all by herself and became a little bit of a, I would say murder hobo, but she's an assassin for hire. But I mean, that's nothing compared to Nick's character. She's pretty chill.
Yeah.
No, it's
Pretty chill. So no, I guess I haven't.
yeah.
I don't know, Sarah. I think you played on a private table once, a character that was unhinged. I forgot her name.
Her name
Oh,
was
look at that.
her name was Lorraine.
Spill it.
She was very unhinged. We're in New York. I have family that lived in Jersey, a lot of older aunts, and she had a very like heavy New Jersey accent, like New Jersey, Staten Island kind of thing. She was extremely unhinged and very loud. I don't even know where her laugh came from or if I could actually do it right now. And I didn't realize how unhinged she was until we watched the playback of it and I saw people's reactions to things that this character was saying and doing. So yeah, that video will probably never be released, but it was a lot of fun to play. Maybe I can dial it down for
That's great.
the YouTube
That's great.
to watch, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
I would say I don't have an unhinged player. I've had very bardy bards.
Yeah.
And I think that's normal for a bard to be like a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I've played anyone unhinged as of yet. But now that we've mentioned it, I'm like, this might
Do
be
it.
interesting to try to figure it out somehow.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'll bring back
Yeah.
the rain.
Cool. All right. Next question. I have sabotaged the party intentionally or not.
I have sabotaged the party intentionally. For those people who are going to be listening to this, maybe in my current Shadow Dart campaign, there's just something about being a necromancer, and I'm a guy obsessed with death. And in this campaign, I am a member of this like group of wizards that kind of oversee, kind of like if you think of stormtroopers as a magical entity. So there's a conclave of all these wizards, and I'm part of them. And I'm with this little ragtag crew we're investigating a dungeon, and I'm secretly like telling the wizards everything. I'm like, hey, these guys are going down on a Tuesday. If you happen to have some people in this area, you could spring a trap on them. And so that's like, it's currently in its midst. It's working towards me sabotaging this group on purpose. Specifically though, I got a heart, I got intentions, but if they can sabotage this group, then I'll be able to be the overlord of the stormtroopers, because I'm also telling that my boss, like, the only way that you can sabotage them is if you're in the sabotaging crew as well. And I kind of want him to die so that I can control
Awesome.
Nice.
the group. So I am sabotaging the group so I can ascend to godhood or something like that.
I don't think I have ever sabotaged. Have I? I don't think so. I mean, maybe Lorraine did a few things that she shouldn't have. I don't know. But for my actual characters that I play on tables, I don't think I've ever done that on purpose. I've known people to do that, and sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's not. So I think that's something that I don't know. I just don't do it as a character, but I enjoy watching when people do it though.
I don't think I've deliberately sabotaged, but I can probably say I have sabotaged the group unintentionally, where you're just thinking about your character and be like, you know what, my character would do this. and you're trying to stay true to the
Yeah.
character. And so the character does the thing that's not necessarily going to help the group, but help themselves. And so I would say unintentionally, I've sabotaged many of times.
Blame the character.
I say sometimes that it's also like it's whatever the dice say though. Like you could try to sabotage, and if you roll high enough, maybe it works in a good way. But if you roll bad, then it's like, oh, it just went
Yep.
terribly
Dice
off the
call the
rails
shots.
type of deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. I have played an evil aligned character.
I have. Apollyon, my Death Domain cleric, is evilly aligned with he's the Herald of the Raven Queen. His ordeal is to go out and gather magical artifacts to bring back to her. But he does it for hopefully one day she'll free him of servitude and he'll be able to go out and experience life. But he's been doing this for centuries, and he's evilly aligned with this chaotic being, this evil being. But at the same time, he's found this group, this family, and he's slowly realizing that maybe all these years I've been doing the wrong thing. Like maybe I should not just like do her bidding to break servitude, but maybe I should do it on my own. And so he's slowly learning, like, maybe she doesn't have my best interest in choice in mind whenever I'm going out to do these deeds. But he did start out evilly aligned, and his whole ordeal was just like, if we run across a magical artifact, I need to do that in order to bring it back to my god.
Awesome.
I don't think I've ever. I mean, I really don't think I've ever played a dark, evil aligned character, and now I kind of want to. Like, I think that would be fun.
They're fun.
I
They're
think I
fun.
might, because usually my characters, I mean, the one we have in the campaign, she's pretty sweet. She's not who I am in real life, and maybe I need to lead in more to that like darkness. All right,
She's like the person I actually
the
am.
person I actually am. If Philomena bites it, I might come back with something like real dark and twisted. I don't know. You've inspired me, Nick.
Nice.
I will say I have never started off with an evilly aligned character, but we played a Star Wars 5e version, and best intentions of the beginning of the game. So we all created, light side users that were going to go out and save the galaxy. And then by like 10, 15 sessions in, we were like, hey, let's take over the criminal element of this planet and run it ourselves. It wasn't like, let's get rid of it. We're like, let's run it ourselves.
Yeah.
The DM was like, I don't know if you guys can be, like a light side anymore. And so, like, I think, there are actions that we've taken that go off the rails in our current campaign. We had an episode where, like, we went into a bathhouse and it just got, like, bad.
Got crazy fast. Yeah.
Decisions were made that were not necessarily like we're the good guys in this situation.
Escalated very, very quickly, and then everyone died.
Yeah. So maybe go ahead.
I just like the idea of for me, when I read stuff or when I watch stuff, the evil characters seem very complex and really they have a lot of workings going in. And to your point, Jonathan, like, Anakin Skywalker was this holy guy, the chosen one, who then assumed this dark side role, became just a regular badass, and then at the end he had his redemption arc. But like, I find that there are good. I know that a lot of good characters they have complex arcs and they struggle with good or bad. But whenever you're a villain, like the Thanos thing, they think they're doing the right thing. There's a complex mechanics in there. Now, I've never played a character where it's like, no, I'm just out there to like murder someone. I make sure that my characters fit with the group And, you know, he's doing evil things because he really believes that that is the right thing to do. He's not just actually just going out there, you know, punching babies and things like that. Like
There's a reason
he's
why.
doing what he feels is right. Yeah.
Unless that
Yeah.
baby had it
Type of
coming.
deal. Yeah, unless that baby had it coming, then he's doing that. But I fell in love with the Anakin Skywalker story. I think it is he's a beautifully complex hero and villain type ordeal. And
Yeah.
so there's always a part of me that whenever I create these characters, I'm like, okay, what's the complex evil issue that he can deal with, and then perhaps maybe grow out of, or just descend into the super evil aspect at the end of the campaign ordeal.
Awesome. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of 5 Questions. A big thanks to always Nick G for joining us and sharing your insights. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe to Legends of the Tabletop, hit the bell so you can never miss an episode. We've got more interviews, deep dives, and chaotic tabletop moments coming your way, so stay tuned. And as always, stay legendary.
They're fresh cheese bags.
Thanks for having me. Have a good one.